Hello, the internet. Welcome to the bottom half of the Sweet 16, the East and South divisions. These four games represent the East. These four games represent the South. Two of these will make it to the Final Four. One of these four and one of these four. But for today, we need to make it to the Elite Eight. So two of these will make it, and two of these will make it. The rules are simple. My kid and I played each of these games. We rated it on a scale from 1 to 10. We added up those two ratings. Then we are going to roll a die. I'll start off by rolling the blue die for the team that is ahead and adding that to their score. This represents, in basketball, a team being up with 15 seconds left to go and fouling the other team, and this represents the free throws. If it scores high enough, the game is a two-possession game. It is declared to be a blowout. The other team doesn't even need to roll the die. If it doesn't make both its free throws, the other team has a chance to shoot from half court, and we'll be shooting this big, giant die in an attempt to win the game at the buzzer and make it to the Elite Eight. If there's a tie, whoever had the higher score going into the die roll wins the tiebreaker. Simple as that. Our first matchup is a 1 seed in the East, Penny Arcade, a deck building game by Cryptozoic that we really like, against the classic, I can't believe I'm calling this a classic, Settlers of Catan. I first played this game in a Wizards of the Coast Center in Seattle, Washington in the year 1999. Wow, it's been a long time. I actually got to play in the national tournament for this a year ago because last year in HoosierCon, they had a Catan tournament and I won the tournament, so I got to go to the nationals. Did okay in nationals. I could have done better, but it gave me a new respect for the game and taught me how the game is played by the pros. So as a result, it scored an 18. Penny Arcade, by the way, Penny Arcade last year was the runner-up. You can go and see those videos. 2 years ago, which we did not do videos for, Penny Arcade made it all the way to the Elite Eight, where it lost in the Elite Eight to the eventual champion of 2023, Star Realms. Could we be on pace for another Penny Arcade versus Star Realms in the Elite Eight matchup? That could be epic. We very well could be, because Penny Arcade scored an 18.5. So, this needs to outroll this by 2. So if Penny Arcade rolls a 5 or 6, the game is automatically over. If it rolls less, Settlers of Catan has a shot. The shot it has will depend upon what the die roll is. Right now, Catan has a 30% chance of winning. Penny Arcade has a 70% chance of winning. And moving on to face the winner of this matchup. All right. Let's roll the die. Will Penny Arcade make it to the Elite Eight for the third year in a row? We saw in the last video we had two that had made it to the Elite Eight twice, Agricola and San Juan, and both of them lost to 3 seeds. They were 2 seeds, lost to 3 seeds. Could this be the first one to make its third in a row Elite Eight? All right, and the die roll is a 1. It's a 1. That means Catan only needs to roll a 3 or better, and Catan knocks out the 1 seed, the runner-up of last year, and makes it to the Elite Eight and possibly the Final Four. It'd be one of just, we only have 8 teams that made it to the Final Four. 3 of them were in the North and West. 2 of them lost. Only one, Power Grid, moved on. Penny Arcade, Star Realms, Jump Drive, and Hero Realms, the top row, which are all the favorites, all made it to the Final Four last year. Could we see a big knockout? And the dice say a 6. Penny Arcade is out. Penny Arcade is out. The runner-up from last year is out. They will not make the Elite Eight 3 times in a row. That is a curse now. Catan has made it to the Elite Eight with a 6. What a shocker. We have a 5 seed in the Elite Eight. Oh my goodness. Because the other 4 were 1, 1, 3, 3. No, actually, sorry. 1, 1, or 1-3-3, and then we had Earth because Earth came from the plains. All right, now for Star Realms versus Zombie World. Are we going to see another upset? That was crazy. Can we do it again? Star Realms, a deck builder, really fun and quick to play, scored a 17.75. Does that mean that it has a chance to get knocked off? Zombie World, well, Zombie World's not quite a board game. It's a role-playing game in a box, which if you have someone running it who can make things up as they go along, it could be a great game, meaning when I was running it. The rules are extremely vague. How you decide things is extremely vague. D&D, Pathfinder, Shadowrun are way better at letting you know what succeeds and what doesn't and figuring stuff out than this game where you kind of have to make it up as you go along. You really, really have to make it up as you go along. I made the mistake of letting my 9-year-old run the game this time. And he decided he wanted to kill everybody and that nobody had a chance to live. Needless to say, I'd rather play D&D. Zombie World scored a 14. It's a blowout. Star Realms wins. Zombie World's out. In fact, not only is it out, it is delegated to the Plains next year where we might not even play it. Zombie World, of course, was the number 3 finisher from the Plains. It is out. Star Realms will play Catan for a chance at the Final Four. Can Star Realms go to the Final Four twice in 3 years? We'll see. Can it win it twice in 3 years? Or will we have a newcomer to the Final Four, Settlers of Catan? Anyone know? Everyone's thinking, really? Seriously? Settlers of Catan? Hey, the dice are the dice. It is the way of the dice. You cannot argue with the dice, but you can't argue with my finger because I never, when I set my phone up, it's in a different spot than I think. All right, Jump Drive versus Among the Stars. Jump Drive last year came from the Plains, made it to the Final Four, where it lost to the eventual champion, Power Grid. Among the Stars, last year was an 8 seed, where it lost in the second round to Hero Realm. So we could have another revenge game, depending upon how the dice roll. By the way, Catan last year was an 8 seed that lost in the second round to Titan. So, there we go. That means that all the Cryptozoic games are out. Oh my. Oh my. We like our Cryptozoic games, but the problem with Penny Arcade, here's why Penny Arcade lost. Well, because it rolled a 1. But also because the problem with Penny Arcade is that the starting roll will sometimes decide the game, and your first 2 or 3 rounds, if you get lucky, will decide the game, and that happened. We had an epic game, and it was the highest score game we'd ever seen. Both of us scored higher than we'd ever scored, but I still it wasn't even close. I think almost doubled my kid's score. It was still fun, though. It was still fun, but it could be better. And to win this tournament, it's not good enough to be good. You have to be good consistently. Jump Drive also has the problem that if you get a slow start, you're toast. That happened to me the last game we played. But it's still a fun game, and it's quick. It has a little advantage, it's quick. Jump Drive, just like Penny Arcade, scored an 18.5. Now the difference is Among the Stars, which is very similar to Seven Wonders. It's a card drafting game with a little bit of resource management, and you're building your spaceship. It's fun. I like Seven Wonders better. So does my kid. So this one only scores a 17.5. It was a 5 seed. So it's about where you expect a 5 seed to be. Since it's a whole point down, you have to score 3 higher than Jump Drive. So if Jump Drive can roll a 4 or higher on the blue die, on the little blue die, it automatically wins. Otherwise, Among the Stars has a chance to steal. Right now, Among the Stars only has a 1 in 6 chance of winning. So can we see another huge upset? All right, Jump Drive goes to the free throw line and does not sink both, only sinks 1. And so, Among the Stars has a chance. It needs to roll a 6. Can we roll another 6 and knock out another 1 seed? Because two 1 seeds are already out. The only 1 seed that survived so far has been Power Grid. All right. And the die roll says, oh my God, no way. No freaking way. Among the Stars with the three-quarter court shot, sinks it, nothing but net. Actually, it wasn't nothing but net. It bounced off the rim, off the backboard, back off the rim again, rolled around the hoop, looked like it was going to fall out and fell in. Jump drive is out. Jump drive is out. 3 of the 1 seeds are out. Oh, this has just gotten serious. That is a second 5 seed to make it to the Elite 8. And then 2 of the 4 that were in the Final Four last year, 2 of the 4 that were in the Final Four last year, these 2 are out. The only one that was in the Final Four last year that's in the Final Four again this year so far is Power Grid. Because the other one, Agricola, lost as well. So, wow. What an absolute upset. I thought Jump Drive was a shoo-in for the Final Four. This was the easiest round, but the dice roll as the dice roll. How crazy is that? Wow. Who will face Among the Stars in the Elite 8? Hero Realms, who lost to Agricola in the Elite 8 last year, made it to the the championship game the first year. So this would be, if it wins, it'd be the finally have a game that has its 3rd straight Elite 8, and we know that hasn't happened yet. So does that mean Burger Joint's going to win this one? Are we going to see 3 crazy upsets? I like Star Realms better than Hero Realms. My kid likes them about equally. Hero Realms got a 17.5. My kid rated Hero Realms a little bit higher. I rated it a little bit lower. I think the cards are a little bit too powerful in Hero Realms, and it makes the game a little too quick and too lucky. Burger Joint. Burger Joint is a case of the new game smell and some other things. The first couple times we played it with the wrong rules. There was a rule we got wrong. I misread it and reread the rules and realized we'd been playing it wrong. We were playing it such that if there were, say, 6, because one person had 2, one person had 4. So you have basic burger joints, medium, and advanced. You're playing pizza joints versus burger joints. The mediums and larges, the advanced ones, for each one that you have, 1 cube goes into the middle, and you get to draw 1 cube. That's supposed to be the rule. What we were doing is you put 1 cube in the middle, and we each go just back and forth. So if one person has 4 and one person has 2, the other person is only supposed to draw 2, and the last person gets the rest. We weren't playing it that way. Playing it the correct rules, this game just got obliterated because if you get ahead early and you get some bad luck for the other person, because each person is going for different colors, use different colors to do stuff. And I was drawing 4, my kid was drawing 2 every round, and it wasn't close. As a result, it came back to earth. This was the winner of our plans, but if it doesn't win today, it's going to drop to an 11 seed next year because it only scored a 16.1. My kid was having fun. He gave it an 8.1. I gave it an 8. But that 0.1 is huge because if it was just a 16, it'd be only a 1 in 12 shot. It would need a 4 higher than this. A 3 on the first die would win it for Hero Realms. But just like with Among the Stars, it's got a 1 in 6 chance. All right, can Hero Realms survive the upset onslaught at the end of the Sweet 16? Or will Burger Joint ruin Hero Realms' 3-time in a row Elite 8 party? Let's find out. The little blue die says a 5. That means Hero Realms is moving on. Burger Joint, the winner of the play-ins, is out. Zombie World, the third place winner, or the third place of the play-ins is out. Earth is the only play-in game still in. Last year, Jump Drive and Power Grid both made it to the Final Four from the play-ins. We're not going to see that again, but we could possibly see Earth. So, there you are. Catan versus Star Realms. Among the Stars versus Hero Realms. Star Realms and Hero Realms were the number 1 and number 2 years ago. And then last year, both of them lost. Star Realms lost in the Sweet 16 lost to Power Grid. Everyone's lost to Power. Nobody has beaten Power Grid yet. Ever. And Hero Realms lost to Among the Stars. So we have a revenge game brewing in the Elite Eight from this, based on this, the same as the second round last year, where this was an 8 seed and that was a 1 seed. So we have a rematch from last year. Will Among the Stars get its revenge, or will Hero Realms be the first game to make it to its second Final Four? And then over here, Star Realms could make it to the Final Four, or will Catan be the one that moves on to the Final Four? How many Final Fours will we get that have never been in the Final Four before? We're going to get at least one from the West. It'll either be Earth or Castles of Burgundy. Could we get some more? We don't have any that are guaranteed because we only have 3 left. One in the North, this one in the East, and this one in the South. What a crazy, crazy finish to the Sweet 16. Will the Elite Eight be even crazier? Stay tuned and find out. It's going to be epic. Until then, goodbye.